So, about a week ago now, I picked up this bad boy right here. This is a custom 16-inch MacBook Pro Max chip. This is what we got. We got 32 gigabyte configuration, 1 terabyte of storage. I got no to both of those things, and the price tag was $3,400. After taxes, $3,600, $3,700. And here's the bad boy right here. I actually have a case on it, and I'm going to tell you right now, this case is absolutely gorgeous. I'm trying to make sure I can still be seen and heard. But this case is absolutely gorgeous, and this thing is... It blew my expectations out of the water, right? Because I'm a guy who has played, has used PCs his whole entire life. I have never in my life used a Mac. I had a MacBook when I was younger, like a MacBook Pro when I was very younger. I think it was like from a 2017 model, I want to say. And I barely even used that. Then I went to, I got an iMac at one point. I barely used that too. Cause I've always had PCs. And you guys do not know, I have a custom built $4,000 PC right here. It's a 4090 i9 12900K. I have 128 gigabytes of RAM in there, DDR5 RAM. I have the max specs as you possibly could get right now. I know the CPU is not maxed out. You can get the 13th gen CPUs. I love the 12900K. Personally, that's what I'm rocking. That's why I'm not upgrading it. But you can get even better than the 12900K. But with that being said, I love PCs. I love Windows. I love how it operates. It just works so well for me. So I decided, you know what? Let's see. Because usually when you get a laptop, right, a laptop is never going to compete with a PC. It just isn't, okay? My 4090 is going to beat out anything you have. My 12900K is going to beat out anything you have. So I wanted to completely change my content flow and change my content flow to this bad boy right here. So turned my PC off, did not use my PC for the whole last week. Well, I'd say roughly for the whole last week. And I just plugged in my MacBook, right? My MacBook 16-inch M2 Pro Max, right? Absolute monster MacBook. And here's kind of how it's been. First off, my biggest problems, ports. It's not easy going from a computer right here that has 4 USB-C, USB 3.0 ports on the top with a USB-C port, and then on the motherboard, I have an additional 8 USB-C 3.0 slots with an additional 2 USB-C ports. This bad boy has as followed. You guys can see this right here. An HDMI spot, a USB-C, and then a card reader. On the other side, it has a MagSafe, 2 USB-C ports, and a headphone jack. So, my life has been dongles. When I say dongles, I mean dongles. I mean, I've literally had to go to different stores all around my area picking up dongles that I didn't know existed. Because that's been my life. And I say right now, even with all the dongles I have, I only have a total of 2 USB ports available, which usually goes to my mouse and my microphone or my keyboard, one of the two options. And then I have an HDMI dongle that goes for one of my monitors. I actually set my monitors, 2 monitors set up with this MacBook. One from the HDMI slot here, and the other one is a dongle that goes to my other monitors. I have 2 monitors set up. By the way, if you are ever trying to make a MacBook your actual personal setup, just make sure you duplicate one of your monitors. Duplicate the screen of your MacBook so you can actually have one main monitor that's your actual MacBook, and then the other one's the external monitor. But yeah. And that's how I've been set up for the last week. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't know what to expect. Because I thought if I did this, it's going to be slower than my PC, slower than my 4090, slower than, my i9. And I was going to be so upset. And I have been heavily surprised. This might have been the best decision I have made in a very long time. And I truly do mean that. The M2 Pro Max has blown me out of the water. And I did benchmarks on it. I know somebody said on the benchmarks that what I should have done was I should have actually went in and changed the resolution, because I was benchmarking on here, and then I was also benchmarking on a 4K monitor. So definitely probably should have changed the resolution a little bit. But this is just that next level. And the beautiful thing about this is, and this is heavy, by the way, if you are thinking about getting a 16-inch, a lot of people recommend not getting it. I love it because I love the gigantic display. I love the Touch ID. I love how it feels. But a lot of people, and by the way, a lot of my corrections, that's fixes, could be I could just get a wireless keyboard, wireless mouse. Then I would have my 2 USB ports free to anything. That's obviously a quick fix I could do to fix my problems with dongles. But as I was saying, though, oh yeah, so, my bad. It's the ability that I can pick this up and leave at any time has been such a freaking luxury. Like, I just unplug 2 cords on either side, pick it up, walk out the door, go to a coffee shop, go drive around somewhere, make a video, edit a video, all from this bad boy right here. No problem at all. It's not that easy when you have a gigantic, this PC case, you guys did not see it before, is 5 foot long, and it's like, not 5 foot long, exaggeration there. It's like 2 feet long and like 3 feet high. I can't just take that with me anywhere I go. This one, even though it's a bigger device, very thick device, it is an absolute monster for me. It has been such a freaking luxury to own this device now. And I'll be honest, like I said before, everything I've asked this to do, it has done it with flying colors with that M2 Pro Max chip. I have used before the M2 Pro chip. It's not bad. It's not the greatest, though. And I'm going to tell you right now, you probably do not need the M2 Pro Max. Me personally, I need it because I do Blender animations. I also do 3D animations in general. And I love video editing, photo editing, all that kind of stuff. So I don't get the most out of it, right? It's like the same concept with the 4090 I have. I'm probably not getting the most of my 4090. But if you are heavily into graphic design, then it is definitely nice to have. But this thing, it just breezes by everything. Like, there's nothing that stops this bad boy from absolutely destroying and just going through within seconds. And the funny thing is, I can't really say, other than the dongles, I have no problems with it. The dongles is the only thing. The old problem I used to have with MacBooks, where they would overheat, they sound like a jet engine, and it would be annoying to have. This thing is super quiet. You don't even know it's on half the time. It's so freaking quiet. And the only place it gets hot in is actually going to be right next to the screen. The little metal bar right next to the screen. That's the only place it gets actually warm or hot. I can have this on my lap and not be burning my lap like some other MacBooks with the Intel series that you end up having to worry about that. This thing, I'm going to tell you right now, I wouldn't recommend it because of the price tag. But the M2 Pro Max is something different. It really is. And this is coming from a guy who has used Windows his whole entire life. Who went from an i5, i7, i9, and now into an M2 Pro Max. I've used, and by the way, I've also had a Mac Mini at one point. An M1 Mac Mini. The thing was nothing. It's nothing compared to this. This is just absolutely outside of this world crazy. And again, like I said, it is a little bit heavy, so I can see why some people have issues with it when it comes to the size and the weight. They're like, oh, that's way too heavy for me. I couldn't rock that. I couldn't have that on my daily flow. And to be honest, if I was back in college, would I want this type of, heavy lifting thing? Maybe, possibly, with a beautiful display and a beautiful screen and everything like that. But I'd probably opt for the 14-inch if I'm being honest with you. If I was, again, like I said, still in college, I might opt for the 14-inch version. But nonetheless, if you go for 14-inch, you go for 13. 13, I think, is pointless. But 14 or 16, this thing is absolutely gorgeous. It's not even a question. And I am now wanting to make it my daily flow device. Like, I'm thinking, I'll be honest with you, I'm probably going to sell my PC. Yeah. I never in my life thought I'd ever say that, but I think I'm definitely thinking about selling my PC. It's also nice to have iOS. iOS, not the greatest operating system in the world, but it's very nice to have the ability to just literally connect to my iPhone, to FaceTime, to everything. You have a webcam built in here, and a really cool feature if you have an iPhone is you can actually connect your iPhone to the MacBook and use your iPhone as a webcam. It's just so flawless. Everything goes together so perfectly that there's so many pluses. The only negative is the ports, the amount of ports. That's the only thing. And even then, being a photographer, I love the fact that there is a SD card reader slot. Absolutely love it. Only thing I would love more is if there was a micro one. Because most cameras nowadays, they use micro. They don't use full SD cards. So that's actually no, that's not actually even true. This one uses a micro, I believe. This never mind. Forget that completely. This one does use an SD card. I don't know why I thought this was micro. I'm thinking about the Nintendo Switch. But anyway, though, that's the only. If they had two options, I would love that. But still, it's perfect. Tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.